Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, bout 7 of the evening. 5 by 2-minute rounds in the 70-kilogram junior middleweight division. On the line, the Dragonfire Women's WA State Junior Weight title. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. She is trained by Anthony Redwood from the Grange Old School Boxing Gym in Queensland. With an official weight of 69.9 kilograms, she has a record of 4 fights with 1 win. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Janay Hollow Point Harding! And her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. She is trained by the team at Dennings Boxing. With an official weight of 69 kilograms, she has a record of 6 fights with 2 draws and 3 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ice Queen, Kylie Hutt!
Gary Springer Ingraham is your referee for this one. It is for the women's junior middleweight state title, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Again, it's the Kylie Hutt, the Ice Queen, in the blue trunks, taking on Hollow Point Janay Harding in the black. And we'll see if there's any ring rust tonight, because Kylie Hutt hasn't been in the ring for about a year.
Yeah, last fight was in March, obviously, of 2018. And Janay's not a stranger to having a break either. She had a 2-year gap between her first and her second fight, and she's only had 4 fights in the boxing, so...
It's interesting the distance kept at the moment. Lovely right hand over there by Hutt, and I expect that Kylie will try and close the distance on this one and not let Janay breathe and use her height and reach advantage.
Yeah, it'd be wise for Janay to use that reach and that distance, which she's not seeming to do that well at the moment, but Hutt definitely has good head movement. She goes from side to side like the Mike Tyson Pickett style. So I think she's going to work her way inside here.
Nice stiff jab there and a nice overhand right, follow up by the Ice Queen. Kylie out looking in great shape and great fitness, and there was a great weight cut for her because she didn't have to cut as much weight as she used to doing, so moving up in weight. And again, we've seen her a lot here at Thunderdome, being very impressive. And there's two actually results on her record that we've called draws that, you know, were wrong by the judges in my book. She should have those as wins. So her record is a lot better than what it states.
Yeah, well, she's a former Australian champ, Brett, and she's had 3 fights with Sarah Dwyer, who, as we spoke about before, she went over and put in a very good performance.
Oh, nice punch there by Hutt. Sorry to interrupt there, but that was a beautiful punch.
Yeah, she definitely holds her own, because Sarah put on a good performance over against a world champion, so she can definitely punch.
Got to be wary, because I think Janay still has a lot of power. And
yeah,
we haven't seen it yet, but she's ready. It's like a cage lion ready to explode any minute.
Yeah, looks alone. Janay definitely looks like she's in good shape, Brett. She's got, you know, good strong legs. She's got good balance. I'd like to see her sit on her punches a little bit more to get some more power.
Into round 1, and they touch loves a bit of sign of respect, but that was a great opening round for the Ice Queen. So no ring rust looks like so far.
Yeah, no, she definitely came out well. She got underneath. She worked side to side. She got through the jab. She hit her with a couple overhand rights over that jab. So Janay's going to have to make sure that she keeps her distance, keeps her range, keeps at the end of her long punches, because she's definitely got some good height and good range, good reach.
Now, what impressed me about Kylie Hutt in her last fight against Sarah on Fire Dwyer right here at Perth Metro City was her cardio. It was basically over an 8-round period. It was for that title, and she was just relentless all the way throughout, and that's what really impressed me about her. But as we see the records there, as I was talking about before, Ice Queen 3-1-2, and I believe those 2 draws should have been in the win column for sure. So it's great to see her back at Thunderdome. We hope that you're enjoying our coverage on WTV. Brad Panetti here ringside, enjoying the action with the main man, Paul Morrison, as we enter round 2 of this massive fight for the junior middleweight state title, with Kylie the Ice Queen Hutt taking on Hollow Point Janay Harding.
Yeah, we're just following on from your point, Brett, about her fitness. I'm pretty sure Hutt's got 4 or 5 kids. So there she goes with another big overhand right. So to be able to run around after 4 or 5 kids, there's no reason why she's not fit, mate.
Yeah, it's looking really strong here in the early parts of round 2 as well, giving Janay a bit of trouble, but doesn't look too phased at all. She does look like a very strong girl. So she's come over in shape, and she's not going to come all the way to Queensland if she's not looking for the win, that's for sure. She's not here to make up numbers.
Yeah, she's definitely, as you said, she's a big, strong girl. She's in really good shape, but she's definitely going to work cut out for at the moment because Hutt's getting on the inside. She's hitting her with her punches.
That jab and follow-up body shot as well, really working well tonight for the Ice Queen. She knows how to work hard, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Janay might be just getting a little bit complacent with that height advantage that she's got over Hutt because her hands are quite low and Hutt's being able to come over the top of those. I think she thinks she's a bit too high, but Hutt's definitely getting underneath and coming over the top of her punch. She's got to pick her hands up a bit.
She came in quite nicely then, didn't connect, but she needs more of that, and she could trouble Kylie, that's for sure, because she does look like she's got a bit of power. She moves well, but again, we're seeing more in the MMA cage rather than the boxing cage.
Yeah, different kettle of fish, isn't it, Brett?
Different sport, yeah. The fitness has still got to be there, and the power's got to be there as well. Steve Kennedy is one of those guys that does both. Same thing with Richard Lockett, who we saw tonight. Great MMA fighter, but trying to mix boxing in there.
Yeah. Janay seems like she's very calm in there. She's obviously got a lot of experience because she's definitely overawed, but she's got her work cut out for her.
That was a nice punch there by Harding as we close out round 2. But again, I think that Kylie Hutt still looking the goods, more busier fighter, landing the harder, cleaner shots as we go into round 3.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brett. I think it's 2 rounds down and 2 rounds in the books to Hutt. Obviously, we're scoring unofficially, but I definitely have her in front 2 rounds at the moment.
It's the Ice Queen is getting advice from her trainer, John Hinsey. She seems very well alert, very well relaxed as well.
Yeah, she seems pretty intent, very focused there. But so does Janay. She's having a good chat with her trainer. Look, the Grange old school boxing coach, we know they've got the skill, and Janay's showing that in the first 2 rounds. She's just got to try to keep Hutt away from coming over the top of her punches.
Well, the corner, they're watching Janay Harding's corner. They're watching her fight closely. They've got to know that her fighter's down 2 rounds. So this is going to be a very interesting round, whether she took the first couple off to try and force the action in round 3, 4 and 5. You never know. We'll see. Comes out with more intent straight away.
Yeah, good point, Brett. And especially being only a 5-rounder fight, which is strange. Obviously, boxing, we normally have the even numbers, but I think they're having the odd numbers to make sure there's no more draws.
Well, yeah, I mean, again, what surprised me at a couple of fights on Kylie Hutt's record is that they were 4-round fights. And again, I thought that she cleared at least 1-3 on both of them. And she didn't get the decision. So maybe with something on the cans, we want a 5-round fight to make sure there's no doubt.
Yeah, it might be a good point. It might be with a couple of draws, because I certainly haven't seen a 5-round fight before for a state title.
Very nice head movement there, and got herself out of the way of the power of Harding, and connected very well on the exchange there by Hutt. But again, you see that Janay's coming forward a little bit more in this round, so that she knows she's got a bit of work to do. Again, this is the relentless pressure I was talking about from Hutt. She's coming forward now, but she's got to be careful not to be caught herself.
Yeah, I think Janay just obviously might be a bit different. I think being inexperienced, she doesn't realise actually how much distance she can create.
Another beautiful punch there by Kylie Hutt. She's looking really good.
Because she's got so much more distance, so much more range than Hutt, but Hutt's being able to come underneath it and really land that overhand right. So far she hasn't hurt her, but she seems like that any time she wants to go to that ATM with the overhand right, she's getting money out from it.
Yeah, Hardy landed a nice punch there on Hutt, and didn't phase at all, but it was probably her best punch of the fight so far. Hutt still finding the answers.
I'd like to see Janay throw some uppercuts. Hutt goes down low, and I'd like to see her aim a little bit lower with her punches, because you can see that Hutt gets right underneath, and I think Janay's got to come up as opposed to going over with the punches.
I think that's another great round by Kylie Hutt there.
Yeah, look, these girls are putting on a really good show, and the crowd's loving it. It's a full house here. The crowd's certainly picked up, and I think the crowd are getting their money's worth with this fight.
Yeah, as we see the beautiful Carla, Sarah and Sandy Beautiful Dragonfire Boxing Thunderdome ring card girls. We've seen Carla and Sandy many times before, and Sarah, our newcomer, doing a great job. So you can take a look at the corners, and again, both fighters still look very fresh. So they've come into this fight in great shape. Mouthguard goes back in for the Ice Queen. Correctly labelled the Ice Queen as well, but again, they've obviously both trained very hard for this fight, and heading into round 4, I think that Harding's got a bit of work to do, and again, I'm saying that Kylie Hutt better be aware, because that she might come after her big time.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. I think that Hutt's in front on my scorecards if I was scoring, so if I was Janay, I'd be trying to really get behind that jab, which she's doing there. I think she's just punching a little bit too high, as I said, because Hutt gets right underneath the punches and then comes back over. So if I was Janay, I'd be coming up with my punches, like throwing some uppercuts and body shots, and really as opposed to trying to go down with the punch, because she seems to be missing.
He's still, wary of what Janay brings to the table. Harding. Oh, Kylie Hutt putting on the pressure again, trying to force Harding into the corner. Doing a great job there of getting out there as Harding. So it seems we have the speed advantage as well, and ferocious. She's more hungry. Oh, that's a nice punch there thrown by Hutt. And again, we've seen in a fight earlier tonight where we thought it was going to go the other way with Hayden Wright and Humberston. You know, don't leave it in the hands of the judges sometimes, because sometimes you get results that you don't agree with.
Absolutely, mate. So, and Hutt knows that. She's definitely a fighter. She doesn't like to leave it in the judges' scorecard. She's got some stoppages on her records before, so she's definitely going after it.
And that's where, again, this sort of fight, I mean, the Sarah on Fire Dwyers of the world, I mean, I think that she went on a run and got a world title. I think it was fights with Kylie Hutt that made her a better fighter. Fan of how hard she had to work and go on that run to get that world title overseas. So this is where it all starts from, right here at Thunderdome.
Absolutely, and as I said, she's a former Australian champion. She won that Australian title, obviously, over Sarah when they fought here for one of the cards. So she's got the experience. She's a willing participant. She wants to go after the fight, and she's definitely going after Janay here. She's not waiting.
Coming to the end of round number 4, and Kylie Hutt still looking good. Well, that's on our unofficial scorecards, that's for sure. But again, you never know what the judges see.
Yeah, another good round. They both look really fresh, like we said. They're definitely coming to the fight fit.
Just looking over our matchmakers for Thunderdome as well. Tony Tolles and Angelo Hyder. And Angelo Hyder just looked at me and said, gee, that Hutt is a warrior terrier, isn't she? I said, that's exactly what we've been saying in the lead up to this fight as well. That's the reason why I like watching this girl fight. Seen her whole career, most of it here at Thunderdome, and she brings it. She knows what she has to bring to be a champ.
Yeah, I'm impressed with both girls' physical conditions. They're both not huffing and puffing in the corner. They both look calm and relaxed. They're coming into shape. They've clearly trained hard for the fight. We've got this is the last round.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I contend that Hollow Point Janay Harding is still dangerous. She is fit. She does not look tired at all, so she is going to go after her. Corner's going to give her a good fight, saying, you need to stop Kylie Hutt to win this fight.
Yeah, she's going to find it hard to get the judge's decision in the hometown.
And there it is, straight away.
Yeah, they're going. But that's going to fall into Hutt's game plan, because she's got the harder punches, I think.
Oh!
And she's hit her with
just
a couple.
As you said that.
She comes underneath Janay's punches. As you can see, Janay's got to punch up. She can't punch over the top. Every time she throws a jab or a right hand, Hutt's going underneath it. The uppercut's really the punch for Janay, and she's not letting it go.
This is the fitness that I was talking about as well. She's still got to be careful because Janay's still in there, but Kylie Hutt just ferocious and doesn't stop. She knows how many rounds in the fight, and she works to that game plan, as we see Gary Ingraham, great referee, looking on intently. It's been a clean fight as well. Good entertaining female bout, this one.
Yeah, really good fight. A really good, obviously, advocacy for women boxing, because these two girls are putting it on, and you can see, like you said, with Hutt, I mean, they're both still inexperienced, but they've got some tools.
But they're both looking very tired now. They've both gone all at it, knowing that we're in the final minute, as CJ just said, of this fight, and And Janay's starting to connect with a few more. She's got to be careful here. Because, again, Janay is still in this fight. But, again, back comes Hutt. She wants to finish this fight on a great note.
Yep, state titles on the line. They're going to have about 30 to 40 seconds to go now.
She loves the pink belts as well. She wants another one to her resume. And looks like on our unofficial scorecard, she's well on her way to doing that.
Yeah, I don't see Janay being able to stop this fight. She just doesn't look like she's got the power to hurt Hutt. So they've got their last 30 seconds, and if Janay wants to win the state title, she's going to have to finish this fight.
Excellent performance by both girls. But nice left hook there by Hutt to finish and put a stamp, what I believe is a great victory here in front of a home crowd here at Perth Metro City. Great fight, ladies.
Yeah, that was a ripper of a fight. They've both done well. Both obviously, came into the fight really good shape, really good condition. They're fit. They put on a really good fight for the crowd. And as I said, from our end, I think that Hutt's going to take that decision. But we'll head up into the ring and we'll see what the judges think.
All right, let's have fighters to the center of the ring, please. Bout 7 of the evening here at Thunderdome 30. 5 rounds in the junior middleweight division. We now turn to the judges for their decision. Ladies and gentlemen, it is unanimous. Your new Dragonfire Women's WA State Junior Middleweight Champion, the blue corner, Kylie Hutt. And here to present the belt is Melanie Jones from 6PR.
There we go. Getting presented the belt by 6PR's Melanie Jones. I'm with your winner, the Ice Queen, Kylie Hutt, and she's back. Again, I always love watching you fight. You come out, you got great cardio. You were all over Janay all night. How do you feel after winning another belt and another pink one as well? Get us some water, corner. She just went hard at 5 hard rounds. No, you're right. Just to go back to my question again, it was a fantastic performance tonight. You went 5 hard rounds with a really tough fighter as well. She had a good height and reach advantage over you. Did that bother you at all?
No, my coaches give me all the skills I need, so I was quite comfortable. Yeah, we knew she was tall, and so we trained hard.
And the weight cut as well. I mean, it wasn't much of a weight cut for you. You're always cutting down, so you're fighting at the higher weight class this time, trying to aim for another belt which you just won. So how did it feel fighting at a higher weight class tonight?
I'm very comfortable. Actually, I like fighting at this weight, and no weight cut needed, so it was pretty good.
Well, again, it was just over a year since we last saw you. We've always been asking, where's the Ice Queen? So you've had a bit of a rest. You've just won another title. What is next for the Ice Queen?
The Australian title. Yep, I want to come back for the middleweight Australian title.
Well, again, we all believe that you can do it. And again, you've got some great support here at Perth Metro City tonight. Anything you want to say to your friends, family, fans?
Thank you for your support and coming. I love you all.
Again, Kylie Hutt, you're one of my favourite female fighters to watch. I can't wait to see you in the ring again. Don't make it a year this time, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and new champion, the Ice Queen, Kylie Hutt.